This video is only for Chuck Schumer. Chuck, how is it that you quit at everything else but this job?
Yeah. Who are they? Who are they? Who are they? Who are the Senate Democrats? They're about to cave. Which ones are they? Primary them immediately.
So before the night is over, two things we can all agree on. Number one, Chuck Schumer needs to be primaried now.
On my way into Kaine's.
Hi. I spent about a couple hours trying to call this morning and y'all didn't pick up. So then I drove an hour and a half to be here. So now I'd like to meet with my senator, please. So I'll wait whenever he's ready. Well, he should find time because he is a traitor. He should find time. No, I'll wait. It's okay. Is he in here right now or is he on the floor? Or is he selling 55,000 people a year to die?
Well, looks like Americans are not willing to, be kicked and just be quiet. They are willing to risk it all and make the lives of those Dems that caved in miserable. Some are calling those officers, and if they don't get any answer, they go, they drive. Others, no, they are aware that indeed most of these, people that caved in, they're not up for re-election, but they're like, you're not going to kick us and think you're going to have the last laugh. We are definitely going to have the last laugh. We are coming for you. I don't know in which way, but I think it is worth looking at, the messages that Americans, the normal Americans that voted these people in, to represent them, the messages they are sending to them. And it's not a joke, guys. It's getting way serious because they know these people are literally dealing and playing with their lives. Anyway, why don't we look at some of the, the messages these people are sending and, to the representatives and what is about to befall them. Yeah, we'll come back and talk about it. Let me know what you think. And have you contacted your representative already? And yeah, let's watch. I'll be back with more.
Breaking news, Democrat Kaine just became the first member of Congress to call on Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to resign, to step down and be replaced as Minority Leader. This is bold because not often do we see Democrats have the spine to call out their own seniority, their own veteran leadership. This is what's needed right now. Chuck Schumer may have voted no on the deal to reopen the government that gives nothing to the American people in terms of extending healthcare tax credits. But Chuck Schumer couldn't even control his own party. He couldn't even rein in the rogue Democrats that decided to sell out the American people for Donald Trump. This is exactly why he's an ineffective leader. He is completely out of touch with the leadership we need right now in this moment. Because ultimately, Democrats have left people hungry for the past month, federal workers without pay, and what do we get? Nothing. So if this wakes up people and if this gets some new leadership involved, then that can be one silver lining.
Vote these 8 Democratic senators out. These Senate Dems voted with Republicans to end the shutdown and abandon their health care fight. Let's stop pretending these people are Democrats. They're career politicians in blue suits who've forgotten who they work for. Dick Durbin of Illinois, Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire, Tim Kaine of Virginia, Angus King of Maine, Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, Jean Shaheen of New Hampshire, Jackie Rosen of Nevada, and the biggest disgrace of all, John Fetterman of Pennsylvania. Every one of them just told the base to sit down and shut up. They didn't compromise, they caved. They didn't reach across the aisle, they rolled over. They keep mistaking weakness for wisdom and cowardice for bipartisanship. And the cost of their cowardice? Real people, real lives. Real progress lost. Because these so-called leaders are addicted to appeasement. They talk tough on cable news, but when it's time to vote, they hide behind procedure. They act like we can't see what they're doing. Protecting power, pleasing donors, keeping making the cocktail circuit happy. They've become exactly what they claimed to fight. Self-serving, spineless, disconnected from the struggle outside their marble offices. They love the title senator. They love the cameras, but they hate accountability. They hate being reminded that their job is to represent the people, not manage our expectations. These aren't public servants anymore. They're obstacles. They're dead weight in a party that claims to care about progress, but refuses to defend it. And the only way we save the party, to save the movement, is to clean house. Vote them out.
This video is only for Chuck Schumer. Chuck, how is it that you quitted everything else but this job? You have quit every single level. When it comes to any sort of fight, you resign. But when it comes to sitting in that fucking chair and claiming you're the fuck leader, you'll stand there. You'll stand there with a spine that is nowhere near as stiff as a used cum rag. You piece of shit. Why can't you go away like your cousin Amy? Why do you gotta stick around? Why do you have to sit there looking, oh, we're gonna fight? What fight? What fight? You just lost the shutdown, 40 days. 40 biblical days. You were like Moses in the desert. We're gonna lead people to the promised land. And what'd you do? You quit. And you were such a goddamn coward you couldn't even vote for it yourself. Instead, you got a gaggle of 8 old retirees plus John Fetterman's brain damage. You got 8 of them together, none of which who are up for fuck election next year. You got 8 of these fuck together, and then you tried to QB sneak across the finish line. Oh, we got a pinky swear. They pinky swore promised us that they would vote possibly in the Senate. They're not gonna do it, Chuck. My healthcare costs for my family, a family of 3, just went up $2,000 a year. I don't have subsidies. The entire fucking economy is teetering on a fucking ice edge. You ruined everyone's Halloween. You threatened fucking Christmas. You talk this big fucking game. We have a shutdown. We're gonna hold Donald Trump accountable. And then Sunday night, 10 p.m., you can fold. You fold on everything, but when it comes to giving up that little title of leader, oh no. Oh, God forbid, Chuck Schumer can pretend that he isn't a leader. You bag of shit. Chuck the cuck.
3 Democratic politicians we need to get out of here immediately. Number 1 is Cory Booker. He's been a senator for New Jersey since 2013, over 10 years. Most recently, he bombed his interview with the I've Had It podcast host, where he couldn't answer a simple yes or no question of whether Benjamin Netanyahu was a war criminal. He also said the almost $900,000 he received from AIPAC was a minuscule amount. $900,000 would literally change almost every American's life in a positive way. Number 2 is Hakeem Jeffries, who was made from the same factory as Cory Booker, unfortunately. He is the minority leader of the House and has also received nearly $900,000 from AIPAC. Number 3 is Andrew Cuomo. Although he's not an elected official right now, the fact that he is even in an election is getting some sort of support from the Democratic National Committee is embarrassing for the Human Rights Party, the Women's Party. He has been accused of coercion and is even on Benjamin Netanyahu's legal team. Didn't even think you could do that while running for public office. If you found this video important or informational, make sure you give me a like and follow, and let me know in the comments what other political leaders you think should get the boot.
This message is for Senator John Fetterman from one of his constituents. Now, John, you may not remember me. I'm a doctor. I'm one of many doctors who campaigned for you when you were running for the United States Senate. And we did that because we knew you were a much better option than Dr. Oz. But we didn't just campaign for you. We supported you during your most vulnerable time in your life, after you had a stroke. And we stuck up for you because we knew that that stroke was not going to define you. And when you went to rehab for depression, we knew that was also not going to define you. Now, you may not be affected by what the Republican politicians want to do to healthcare in this country, but it is going to affect millions of people, my patients, and the patients of doctors who stood up for you and supported you during your campaign and during your own health issues. Please do not capitulate to Republican politicians. You have the power to hold them to task. I understand. Republican politicians have put you in a terrible position. Let people starve or take away their health care. But Republicans put you in that position. And I know you were paying attention to the elections that just happened in Pennsylvania. People are supporting Democrats because people know that Democrats are going to support them. Please, John, do not make the mistake of supporting the Republican politicians. Do not allow this bill to pass. Do not open the government until Republicans come to the table and make sure that people will not lose their health care in Pennsylvania or anywhere in the country.
Yeah. Who are they? Who are they? Who are they? Who are the Senate Democrats? They're about to cave. Which ones are they? Primary them immediately. I made a whole video thinking it was Chuck Schumer that was leading this whole front to cave. Apparently it's not. So who are the Democrats that are going to vote with the Republicans? Who are they? Are they up in 26? Are they up in 28? Who are they? And apparently there might be a vote as early as 9 p.m. tonight, Sunday, November 9th, tonight, on whether we need to open up the government. The second these votes come in, primary them, make their lives hell. This is insane. This is insane. What was the point of the shutdown? What was the point? All of your constituents are saying, we know it's the Republicans' fault. That's why we voted the way we voted on Tuesday. Why the fuck will we do this now? Why the fuck will we do this now? What are we doing? Why would we do this? This is insane. I went on Thursday crashing out against Chuck Schumer, to Chuck Schumer coming back Thursday night being like, yeah, no, we should definitely hold on the ACA. We should hold. To just a whole nother faction of Democrats in the Senate wanting to circumvent Chuck Schumer just to open up the government. For what? What do we gain? Quickly. What the fuck is this? Imagine shutting the government down for this long and getting nothing. And getting nothing. Nothing at all. This is what
Okay, so boom, stop scrolling. This is some serious shit. We got about 12 Senate Democrats. Boom, that's not all of them. Add Chuck Schumer on there too. Tag them, call them, email them, do whatever you gotta do, harass them. They think that they finna vote on this government shutdown because the Republicans then promised them that they could talk about healthcare in December. We told you goofies back in March, don't play this game with them. Y'all can't be this mother slow. Y'all not this dumb. I refuse to believe that y'all are this mother freaking slow. That y'all finna do this. For 40 days and 40 nights, the American people then stood 10 toes behind everybody in the Democratic Party. Okay, people, mothers, they've been on the floor in the fetal position because they didn't know how they was gonna feed their kids the next day. Mothers went to bed hungry, stomach aching, and still got up and went to work the next day. People, TSA agents, air traffic controllers, got up and went to work every single day without getting a paycheck, not knowing how they was gonna feed their kids, how they was gonna pay for daycare. God forbid an emergency happened. For 40 days and 40 nights, and y'all finna cave on a promise? I promise you, I don't want nothing to do with none of y'all. If y'all cave, I promise you, I promise you it's gonna be ugly for you. I promise you that. That's a promise you can guarantee. The American people did their job. I don't know if y'all seen what happened on Tuesday, but that's not y'all PR to be leaning on. That ain't PR for y'all to be leaning on. That's PR for the American people. What the American people showed you is they not playing with y'all. What the American people showed you is it's people like me and my friends who have platforms who keep them informed, keep them up to date, and got them charged up and active and ready to go. Y'all not it. Y'all not the it girls. Y'all not the hot girls, and you really not gonna be. You gonna be in a hot seat come primary time. You keep freaking playing. The American people did their job, despite all the intimidation that was coming after them, despite all the inconveniences that they had to go through, despite being hungry, despite being tired. They pulled up to the polls and they voted. Despite the threats, they pulled up to the polls and they voted for the people who they felt was speaking to them, speaking for them, and was supporting them the way that they needed. They pulled up and did that. It is not because of you. None of you goofies that Prop 50 happened. It's because of the American people. It's not because of none of you goofies that there's a new Democratic governor going to New Jersey, that there's a Democratic governor that's going to be going to Virginia to lead. It's because of the American people what happened in Mississippi. Stop playing. Stop playing. Y'all get some backbone, get strong, or get up out of here. Get up out the game. We ain't got time for this no more. We squabbling for real. We with this. Y'all see what kind of games them fools is playing? That the president said, take back the money you gave them. Y'all get it together.
Hello, this is Senator John Ossoff, representing the state of Georgia.
Hi, I just want to make sure Senator Ossoff is fully aware that he is up for re-election next year. He seems confused about that. The word on the street is that he's thinking about caving and voting to reopen the government without any legislation in place to protect the healthcare of the people. And I literally cannot think of a more ridiculous and terrible political move he could possibly make. He just got a mandate from the people this week with full support behind Democrats, clearly for holding the line, clearly blaming Republicans for the shutdown, and he thinks now is a good time to cave. So anyways, tell him if he does that, he will absolutely, without a doubt, be ousted next year. This is embarrassing.
This is a message for Democratic leaders everywhere around the nation. If you cave now, after the holdout that has led to the shutdown, which has caused millions of people their paycheck, if you cave now, after SNAP benefits have disappeared because you guys have held out to make sure that the ACA is put back in place so that the rest of America does not have premiums raised 2-3 times over, and it will be all of America. If you cave now, you will lose all support that you have gained, and you will lose support that you may have already had at this point. If you cave now, it will show that you are exactly what people have thought you have been, which is weak, capitulating, on your knees, spineless. It will be devastating for the Democratic Party if you cave now. So, for the love of all that is holy, stand your ground.
Every single Democrat that votes for this bill will be replaced. Every single Democrat that dares to betray the people that put you there, the people who have been rooting for you, every single one of you motherfuckers are out. Every one of you will be voted out. I fucking hope that AOC primaries Chuck Schumer and wipe the floor with him. Get him out. Get him out. He's useless. He is useless to this fight. A pathetic excuse for a warrior in this battle. Go lead a lemonade stand because you cannot lead this movement. If they do this, everything has been for nothing. 50,000 people will unalive a year. 50,000 people will be unalived a year from the lack of health care. You Democrats.
Vote them out. If these 10 Democrats allow these Republicans to undo the one dub we've had, which is 4 Democratic wins in a day, and if they actually let the Republicans vote in 10 days, oh yeah, we'll vote. We're gonna vote no, but we'll vote. Who vote all 10 of these clowns out? And honestly, some of the other Democrats too. If this goes through, every time that the Democrats almost repair their fucking image, they just ruin it again. They just ruin it again for no fucking reason. You had the easiest bag ever. Okay? You had it's already 40 days deep. You should have just held your ground. Seriously, if this goes through, we're gonna post the names of the 10, make sure they never get an office seat again.
This is what I wish more leftists would understand. We need to primary every single Democrat. You need to register as a Democrat and vote against the current Democrats in the Democratic primary. We need to get much farther left Democratic candidates. They exist. They're probably the person on the primary thing that you've never heard of. Yeah. But if you're not sure whether or not you should vote for somebody in the primary, if they're an incumbent, do not vote for them. Vote for somebody new in every single primary. That way, if you're living in a Democratic state, it's easier to replace a Democrat in the primary than it ever would be to run a third-party person against them or vote for the Republicans in said blue state. It is much, much easier to vote in the primary because hardly anyone votes in primaries. So if we all collectively vote in the Democratic primary for someone other than the incumbent, then we could literally replace all of the House of Representatives and most of the Senate in 2026. So yeah, register to vote, get your voting stuff together, vote early if you can, and make sure you replace everyone who is currently in office. We need to get rid of all of them and get a whole new swath of politicians. And then that will scare any of the politicians who didn't get replaced.
So before the night is over, 2 things we can all agree on. Number 1, Chuck Schumer needs to be primaried now. I got time on my calendar tomorrow morning. I can do it my damn self. Second thing, the Democratic Party is spineless. And this is your reminder because we tried this during the presidential election. Politicians work for you, which means that at every turn, they should be working on behalf of their constituents. That is their whole ass job. So now I want to remind you all that when you come up with a concept called vote blue no matter who, but you have put people in position who lack a spine, who have boneless politics and cave into Republican demand while simultaneously sacrificing crucial needs for Americans like healthcare, are we now at the level where we can admit that this is insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. Now is a great time to educate yourself on the Working Families Party, who they are, what they stand for, and just to also expand your political knowledge, read about socialism, communism, Marxism, and other ideologies that are outside of capitalism. Because this two-party system is broken, and people have been trying to fix it with chewing gum and a shoestring.
Hi. I spent about a couple hours trying to call this morning, and y'all didn't pick up, so then I drove an hour and a half to be here. So now I'd like to meet with my senator, please. So I'll wait whenever he's ready. Well, he should find time because he is a traitor. He should find time. No, I'll wait. It's okay. Is he in here right now, or is he on the floor?
Or is he selling 55,000 people a year to die? No, I want to speak with my senator who just voted 55,000 people a year. Can I speak to someone who's not an intern, please? Well, no, I'm going to chat with the senator, but you can get a member of staff. If you're a member of staff, then you should be able to set up for me. Sorry, I just realized audio and visual is not allowed in here, so I'll wait out here. I'm not in the office, and I'm not recording you guys for the record. I'm recording my face.
That goes for audio recording as well, so you're gonna have to...
Well, but I'm not in your office. I'm allowed to. No, I'm not. There's the boundary right there.
If the door is open and we're...
You cannot tell me I can't record out here. I know the rules. Hi, is the senator available? My question is the senator available?
Well, he's not available right now.
He's what?
He is not. Are you recording?
Yes, I am. Myself.
I'm happy to answer any questions you have, but right now the senator's not.
My question's for the senator. I would have talked to you guys, but I called all morning and couldn't get through, so then I drove an hour and a half to be here.
Yeah.
So now I'd like to speak to my
well,
senator.
Thank you for taking the time to come in. I know that an hour and a half is long. It's a lot to
Yes,
get in.
it is.
I'm happy to give you my email. I'm happy to try to...
Oh, no, I want to speak to my senator who just voted to 50,000 Americans a year.
Okay, well, I will take you to you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just waiting to speak with Senator Kaine.
He's not here. I'll talk to him.
He's not here?
Yeah.
How's he not here? There's a vote today.
There is no votes today, so yeah.
They're not voting today on it? When are they voting on it?
Probably tomorrow, next couple days.
They're in session right now. Why is he not here?
Sometimes we're in session, but there's no vote scheduled.
Oh, but he's not here for it to be like we're in session and he's not here working?
He's not here.
Right, that's why I'm out here waiting.
What can I do for you?
You can set me up a meeting with my senator who just voted yesterday to 50,000 Americans a year.
Okay. He's not here and he's not available to meet, but I'm happy to speak with you.
I'd like to speak with my senator. I drove an hour and a half to be here because nobody picked up the phone.
We're not going to be able to do that.
Well, I'll wait.
Okay. You want a chair?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So.
No hospitality either.
So I wish you the best of luck. You won't be able to set up a meeting, but I'm happy to talk to you.
I would like to know why he's betraying the people, why he's responsible, to be clear, right now, for the shutdown. It wasn't his fault a week ago. It wasn't. It was very clear that the American people did not think it was his fault a week ago.
Whose fault is it?
Now, it's the Democrats because they just put us through specifically Senator Kaine, because they just put us through 5 weeks of suffering to just say, okay, that's fine. We'll just let it slide. We'll just take away everyone's health care. It was the most cowardly and weak move ever.
Okay.
He's a traitor, and people will die because of him.
Okay. We disagree with your opinion, but you're obviously entitled to it.
So what's your opinion? Tell me how he didn't just vote to take away.
Senator Kaine's been working to break the shutdown for over 40 days now. He's voted with the Democrats
Correct.
all the time. We have had, being a state that has a lot of federal workers, about 300.
Who pretty heavily supported this. Who pretty heavily said, I've been to the meetings.
Sure.
I was at Spamberger's rally on Monday.
Good.
I know that the federal workers were saying, hold the line. I know there's some that weren't, obviously.
I think it's a mixed bag. I've gotten a lot of feedback from federal workers this morning. They appreciate the vote. But 350 federal workers that live in Virginia, they're married, they've got kids.
And he put them through hell for 5 weeks for no reason. No reason.
They have kids. We're, at this point, 2 paychecks. They haven't gotten on a third.
Correct.
We have a contracting community that's about 500,000 people. They're not getting paid. Jobs are being lost.
So the bully said, give me your lunch money and I'll stop punching you. And Mr. Kaine said, okay.
You are entitled to your opinion. That's fine. Okay.
It is my opinion. Well, it's fact that 50,000 people a year will die because of this.
So this was the type of damage that was happening to Virginia.
Right, and if they were going to cave, they could have just not put us through those 5 weeks of suffering.
So we have an airport that was starting to get rickety with safety.
How much did the airlines give the DNC for y'all to change your votes?
I have no idea about that, but you can check it online.
Because it seems a little suspicious that as soon as the people with money got affected.
You can check that online, but we do have to worry about air safety. We had a crash on January 29th of this year because of
yes, and letting the Republicans do whatever they want and walk all over us and do nothing to stand up to them is really taking care of our airlines. We haven't had like a bajillion ridiculous crashes this year. It's really working well.
Okay. So Senator Kaine wanted to get protections from all these people who are getting riffed right now, which is in the bill.
Which they already have. They have to get back pay. That's already the law.
So back pay, furlough people who wanted to make sure they didn't get riffed, but there's protections in there now for people who could or may get riffed in the future. And he's glad that he got
During
it
the shutdown?
During the shutdown and also going forward.
Just period? They can't riff anyone? Anyone?
Anyone.
And how many have already been riffed?
Tens of thousands in Virginia.
So a little bit late. The fact that Doge left already tells me they probably did most of the riffing they wanted, and the riffing that was happening in the past few weeks was solely the bully punching us for our money.
We've been fighting that for the last year.
But you had no leverage.
Do you, at this point, have confidence in Chuck Schumer to lead the Democratic caucus?
It's not Schumer. Look, it goes deeper than Schumer. It is no secret to anybody who follows these things that there is a division within the Democratic Party. Chuck represents the establishment wing, the corporate wing, raises a lot of money, as do Republican leaders. They raise zillions of dollars from wealthy people and super PACs and all that stuff. I represent a different wing in the Democratic Party. It's the wing that Mamdani won with in New York City, and we are now supporting candidates all over this country, candidates for the Senate, candidates for the House, who are prepared to deal with this horrific level of income and wealth inequality, prepared to deal with the fact that we are the only major country not to guarantee health care to all people. We have a terrible housing crisis that we should not be giving $1 trillion and tax breaks to the 1%. So the question is the future of the Democratic Party. I think it's a future where you have candidates who are prepared to stand up to big money, represent the working class of this country, and fight for an agenda that works for all, not just the 1%.
Well, he's leading you all in the Senate right now. Do you think he should be replaced?
By whom? Well, that's the point. The question is if somebody, look, again, Schumer's views are very different than mine. He is an establishment Democrat, no secret. I am not. I hope that by electing new members of the Senate, we will have, in fact, new leadership. But right now, it is what it is.
If you are a more left-leaning person that's running for office, your ad needs to be out here right now, showing people who you are, what you do, and why it is that they should vote for you. And that's from local government on up. Nobody should be having to wonder who those people are in their cities, in their states, in their county. No one should have to wonder, what is your record? What do you do? What do you believe? Because when it's all said and done, social media is accessible to most people in a way that big major media isn't. And while we know, yes, the media companies do spread propaganda and tend to be biased, this is what these platforms are for. And Blue Centric put this post on Threads, and I wholeheartedly agree. To all the third-party advocates who often try to galvanize the masses right before the election, now is the time. Now is the time to go ahead and get busy and share the information that you think that people need to know. Shake tables, pull out the infographic, and point people in the direction of the candidates that you believe people need to be paying attention to. We are beyond the last-minute pull for support. Get us out there, build your platform, and show the people what it is that you do on behalf of the people.
Those are the messages right there. There are people that are not playing with their votes anymore. Now it's too bad because I feel like this was a strategy to literally play the American people in a way that, well, we are going to cave in, but we are not up for any re-election, or there are those that are actually wanting to even retire. Now, Chuck Schumer, they are like, he voted no, but the thing is, his no does not mean anything, because at the end of the day, he's the leader, right? He should be able to kind of hold some power to have his people agree with him. Isn't he supposed to be like that? What is the essence of the opposition if the opposition leader doesn't have a say-so? Like, don't you think that person literally needs to leave that position? Because if he doesn't have a say-so, then what is the essence of him holding that position anyway, right? So the thing is, I feel like if he didn't know about it, then maybe like people are saying that there's division in the party. Could be, possibly, but I doubt that's the thing. I see a possibility of these people just sitting and being like, you know what, if I say no, it's not gonna be so bad, right? So let me say no, but you guys go ahead and say yes, right? So for those that are, going to be, because they are going to be there 2026, 27 till 2028, right? People are like, we have a way. We are waiting for you somewhere. We will catch you. And you know, in my country, we have a saying that "Bobo ogoba musajja munno, ogoba olekamu agana akuzza." That if you're chasing a fellow man, like if you're pursuing a fellow man, let's say you are in a battle, right? Make sure you reserve some energy that will save you just in case the man that you are chasing reaches a place and they have an advantage over you, and they come back chasing after you, because you might finish all the energy thinking, oh, you know, I'm good, I'm having an advantage, and you never know, maybe you can get a heart attack or somewhere on the journey, and the one you've been chasing, make sure you reserve some energy that will save your legs and save your life. Okay? That's what I see Americans telling these Democrat leaders that caved in. They're like, you chased us and we know we feel betrayed, right? But we want you to know that we are the real people that actually, you know, pushed you there. So be careful what you are fighting against, because you might reach a corner somewhere, and you may not be able to run. Guess who is supposed to be coming to your aid? It is us. But if you're treating us like this, you stand no chance. We don't want anything to do with you anymore. Rightly so, because why would you claim people, the people that you trusted so bad, and then they show you they don't care about you, right? They say if they show you who they are, you know, believe them. Don't give them a benefit of a doubt. Now, of course, with this whole reopening of the government, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, actually, the Democrats have won this shutdown because they are exposing the Republicans. I think that is an interesting way of looking at things, because what do you mean they are exposing the Republicans? You want to tell me that people already didn't know? Like, you want to tell me the things that Americans have looked at and have seen, they didn't know the true colors of this government? You want to tell me they didn't see their true colors in the first, you know, in their first term? That it needed a second term for them, for Democrats to hold the line and then just drop the ball just like that for everybody to know their true colors? I don't think so. I'm sorry to say that, because that is not exposure. People already knew that these people are not going to cave in. People already knew that actually these people really don't care, because do you know who they care for the most? Billionaires. So for me, I don't look at it that way, in a way that, oh, you know, the Democrats have won because they are exposing, you know, no. I think they have literally given people kickers and insiders of what they are about to do. So I feel like people already knew. So maybe the popularity is gonna go down, but it was just a matter of time. That's not the only thing. These people will have to endorse others. And if that time comes as well, these people will open their eyes to see who these people are endorsing as well. And then also, others are like, the old Dems, these old people, they need to be voted out, because most of them are sellouts to AIPAC and Israel, if you know what I mean. Yeah, they're like, we need to get rid of all these, you know, gray-haired grandpas and grandmas and replace them with young people that have fresh ideas, a fresh juice, because this is what we need. And politics works differently, unfortunately. People have a tendency of not having so much confidence in young blood. I don't know why. Probably because they think these people have more experience and they are more understanding. I see it working over here as well. People that have been in power for the longest, you know. So And I think sometimes people have a tendency of thinking that young blood always is very quick and very emotional. I don't know. But also we are seeing that the dynamics of politics is also very, very much changing, where you saw Mamdani, who is not even a white man, but because of his ideas, he's a young man, he's very confident, and he can literally relate with the biggest crowd of Americans. They gave him a chance. So should we expect to see a dynamic change in who people vote for, especially considering this whole damn Kevin? Because when you look at the generation of people that caved in, they represent, the older money, the older juice. And I feel like people need some new wine in a new wine skin. Okay, they are tired of putting new wine in older skins. But Americans have spoken out, and you probably are thinking the same as well. What do you think? What are you gonna do? Because I know a lot of people feel betrayed. Maybe you're not feeling the same. Maybe you have a different opinion as well. I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section. Like and share. And I think for me for today, that's it. I just wanted to bring you these opinions. I love all of you, and I want you guys to stay safe. And see you guys later. My name is Gracie. Bye, y'all.